Your mind is the gatekeeper and your heart is the doorway. Mastery lies in coherence. Everything has to be pointing in the same direction for your request to have power. So how do you do this? In this video, we are going to focus on the asking. Because if you don't have what you want, it's because your heart is pointed towards love, but your feet are fearing being in love. It's because your heart is wanting to go to the bank and attain the success goals, but your feet are thinking, why would that ever happen to you? You don't have the skill sets to do it. Because you want to be in shape, so your heart is faced this way, but you're flooding your cupboards and your refrigerator with junk food because you're convinced that your metabolism is just too slow. Everything has to be pointing in the same direction. Mastery lies in coherence. So the 3 quantum laws that need to be in alignment are focus, matching energy, and clear direction. How do you master focus? How you master focus is you train. How do you train? You allow the contrast of life to give you clarity. I always say, whether it's after a breakup, you lost a job, whatever it is, a friendship, you take pen to paper and you write down what you want. The problem is many of us don't know what we want. Why? Because we're always focused on the negative, what we don't want. So that's when you harness the momentum of your mind. We are crystal effing clear on what we don't want. Flood the paper with what you don't want, whether that is love, friendship, business, body goals, whatever. You don't want to be fat. You don't want to date losers. You don't want to be taken advantage of at work. Write it down. Make a list. And allow that contrast to give you clarity. And the beautiful thing about writing that list, you embody so much emotion that that's the time to use it and harness it, pivot it. But beyond writing this down, you guys, I want you to observe. Observe how highly attuned and trained your negative bias is. You will flood that paper as fast as you can write. But then when you allow the contrast to give you clarity on what you want, watch how hard that is. Watch how slow that momentum is. That's because you have not spent any time focusing on what you want. So for example, if you don't want to date losers, you have to refine what you're writing. One tip I have for you guys, when you're brain dumping, feed it with all the babble and filler words you want. When you're feeding your mind what you want, be clear and concise. So if you don't want to date losers, you don't want to date guys that cheat and lie, fine, brain dump all the babble you want. But on the side that says what you want, clarity is needed. My man shows up for me. My man knows what he wants. My man is supportive. My man is all in. Clarity. Look at it like feeding your mind nutrients. Dump all the shit down the garbage disposal and then feed your mind nutrients. You don't need a lot. Why? Because it's packed with power. And then how you train your mind is that you write a list. You compile this into a morning rampage. You compile this into your affirmations. And then you're constantly feeding the mind the life that you desire. I do this consistently. The training never ends. It might be focused on business versus love or both. It depends what I want in the moment, what I'm trying to create in the quantum field. Only focus on what you want. If you need help, you can throw this into ChatGPT. Throw in the few things that you have and ask it to help you build out an avatar of this person, a job description of this job, focused on the few things that you definitely know that you want. That is step 1 in training your focus. So step 2 of the quantum law is matching energy. Feminine energy is constantly birthing and wanting. Observe how easy it is to want something, while deep down you feel fear and doubt or lack the minute you want something. When doubt and fear dominates, what you're saying to the universe is that you want more doubt and fear. So how do you clear the doubt and fear from your body? I have made a handful of videos about this, so I'm not going to go over it again, you guys, but I started studying meridian point massages. Anytime you have doubt, anytime you have fear, it actually creates an emotional blockage in your body. It gets stored in your meridian points. And these are attached to your organs, and this can actually cause cancers, illnesses, sleep deprivation, aging, all of it. Link to the video here, and then on that video, there's a downloadable audio, so you can just do it guided and listening. You don't have to actually watch the video. I do this every single morning, you guys. I do the bottom of my foot for fear, which is in the video, which is right here. And then I started doing the top of my foot for anger. And I will tell you guys, after one session, you'll feel it. When you press on the meridian point, it should be painful. And if it's not, press harder. After 3 sessions, you will observe how the pain is not as intense. And that means that you have removed the blockage. Do you guys understand how powerful that is? We are the healers. All you have to do is tap into that innate power. You don't need anything but yourself. You are the guide. You have all the tools you need. Just start doing it. When you do the meridian point massage, even the first time, as soon as you put your feet down, just sit. I don't know if you can see me, but just sit like this. you will feel the release of energy, and it is absolutely effing magical and so powerful. That is all you have to do right now for matching the energy. At the end of the video, I'm going to show you a quick mirror affirmation I do, but for now, just focus on that. That's all you have to do. You guys, this is 5 minutes. The meridian point massage, 1 minute. Okay, so now I want to share with you guys how to do step 3 of quantum law, and that is clear direction. Mastering clear direction has to do with mastering your self-talk. And asking effectively is awareness. It means observing what you think the minute you send your request out, the minute you want something. Because that negative self-talk that kicks in is the anchor that pulls you back. It's the anchor that pulls you out of coherence, out of alignment. It might sound something like this. God, I would love to be in love again, but that's never going to happen for me. God, I would love to have that girl's body, but my metabolism's too slow. I would love to be financially secure, but I don't have the education. It always starts with the word but. But the problem is, that's your highly attuned negative bias. But the problem is, your higher self is trying to pull you into the life that you desire, but smaller self wants to keep you safe and in the known. That is why you have to focus on the energy, clearing fear, you guys, because fear of the unknown will keep you anchored in the past. This is what I want you guys to do. This is something that I started doing, and it's a little playful because why? Because I always say that your subconscious mind is receptive when it's in a state of play. This is what you're going to do. Unfortunately, until you train and have mastery and coherence, you're going to have to allow the limiting thoughts, your doubt and fear to flood out of your mouth like a semi-truck. But then we're going to turn that baby around, okay? Eventually it won't come out. But for now, you can't go against the current. So we want to go with it. So allow the limiting thoughts of why you can't have what you have flood out of your mouth. But then you're going to slap another filler word on it. And that word is or. And this is what I mean. And remember, you have no secrets from yourself, so don't fight against it. Go with the current. God, I would love to have that girl's body, but my metabolism's too slow. I can't afford to eat healthy. Let it flood out, but then say, or, and this is when the redirect happens, I'm going to have a way better body. When I walk down the street, I am in such good shape that people are actually asking me for fitness tips. My family cannot believe the transformation that I have made happen because nobody in our family has ever been in shape like this. I found the key, and just keep going, get so Disney on it, get so ridiculous. Doesn't even seem real because you're building out the confidence and the clarity, because the version of you that is sitting here right now cannot get what she or he wants. You have to become a better version of yourself, and that person doesn't exist yet. So you have to create that person in the quantum field by feeding your mind the life that you desire. You have to keep feeding your mind this vision until you have clarity. Keep feeding yourself confidence until you actually start to feel it. And I promise you guys, the more familiar you get with these words by saying them over and over again, they will start to have an energetic charge. Words that you've never used before will start to light up, and they'll start to feel familiar because your mind seeks patterns, and the more you feed your mind the life that you desire and words that it's never felt before, it gets familiar. And go Disney on it. And yeah, I think I'm going to start saying that. Just go Disney on it. It's the biggest part when it comes to manifestation. We have stepped so far away from the childlike version of ourselves, and that's where what happens. The fantasy, the belief, the power of the unknown, right? So with that, I want to share with you guys an audio that I just released. Heart is a mansion for anybody that is wanting to be in love again but is afraid and guarded. I'm going to show you exactly how I do it in front of the mirror. And yes, I put a dress on, and yes, I dance. Because why? Because I'm embodying the playful side of myself. And when you are in a playful state, the subconscious is so receptive to what you're feeding it. So yes, I do this every single day. Laugh at me if you want. All right, guys, so without any further ado, let's demo my new soul sync session called My Heart is a Mansion. My heart is a mansion, welcoming love once more. My heart is a mansion, releasing what no longer serves. My heart is a mansion, embracing all that I deserve. All right, you guys, if this video was helpful, you'll want to check out this playlist. This is a playlist of my 1-minute mirror affirmations that I actually have shortened down to like 15 seconds. Because if you only have 15 seconds, then do 15 seconds. But if you have more time, put the loop button on and then just listen to it on loop. That's what I even do when I'm riding my bike or walking around my house. I listen to it on loop because all you have to do is feed your mind the life that you desire. And eventually, like I said, you'll hit that intersection in your mind. Well, everything will start to change. My name is Angela Jean, and